and they look like favorites.
Here's my lock of the week.
Dodgers.
No. But opening day.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Vegas Sports Panel. Today, it's all about Heisman Trophy winner candidates, and we're going to pick who we think is going to win. All right? Roger, why don't you get us started today?
All right, thanks, Devin. All right, yeah, it's postseason college football award season now. So Saturday, we've got the Heisman Trophy presentation coming up. The field has been narrowed down to just 4 candidates. No matter if it was your favorite player or not, there's only 4 people at this moment that could possibly win the Heisman Trophy. We've got 3 quarterbacks, Bryce Young from Alabama, CJ Stroud from Ohio State, Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh Panthers, and then we have a defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan, are the 4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy candidate, or for the Heisman Trophy. They're all candidates, I'm sorry. The announcement Saturday in New York. Out of those 4, I guess what I'm just going to tell you, I think that Bryce Young, the Alabama quarterback, is probably going to be named the winner. That performance that he just gave in
against Georgia.
Saturday against Georgia.
Pretty impressive. Very impressive.
Plus, he's got the cachet of Alabama. I think it's a pretty wide open race, really. I don't know if who's the betting favorite necessarily, but Bryce Young is the betting favorite.
He's minus 4,000.
Okay.
Well, that's a pretty darn big favorite then at that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it not?
Aiden
No.
Hutchinson is 20-1 in this.
Well, being defense, that's too bad.
But the other 2 are 30-1. The other 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, okay. But minus. So Bryce Young is the prohibitive favorite.
So if you want to make money, don't necessarily bet him.
One thing I'll just
win.
mention about the other guys. Aiden Hutchinson, not to steal anybody else's nuggets, but Aiden Hutchinson just happened to break his father's sack record for the University of Michigan. Get that out there. They also wear number 97. I'm sure you guys probably saw the same human interest story that I did on Saturday. The other thing I just want to mention before I give the mic away is Kenny Pickett. Was that his name? Pickett? Yeah. The quarterback for Pitt had an unusual play in the game against Wake Forest. Which turned me against. He's got a great arm. I'm sure he's a heck of a talent. He's a 5th-year senior. He's 23 years old. Good for him. But that play, the fake slide in the first drive of the game in the ACC championship, I thought was pretty bogus. And now, technically, by the rules, he didn't do anything against the rules, right? There's no flag thrown or anything like that, whatever. But as my friend Bob puts it best, he's going to get a play like that's going to get somebody killed in the future. A couple defenders were there to make the tackle, and you can see they let up. Yeah, he was going to the ground,
and then he spread past him.
Yeah, which I had Wake Forest.
It all comes down to who
I think we should all give a little something. Let's talk about Kenny Pickett. We'd love to hear your comments. We don't get enough comments from all our subscribers. What did you guys think of the Kenny Pickett fake slide? Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, Bob. You agree with Roger, or you got something a little different?
Well, I'm taking Bryce Young to win the Heisman. I think prior to this last weekend, I would have had CJ Stroud. Had they beaten Michigan,
right,
and maybe not even if they had beaten Michigan, I think I would have taken CJ Stroud. He's had some really impressive numbers, and it wouldn't have mattered the Alabama-Georgia game, even if Georgia had beaten Alabama. But Bryce Young was really impressive in that Alabama-Georgia game, and that was the 2 best teams, I think.
Okay.
And I think that plays out odds-wise when you get to the playoffs. I think those are the 2 best teams.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young really put it on them. So I'm going to take Bryce Young to win the Heisman. I don't think a defensive player has won the Heisman since Charles Woodson.
I think you're right.
Michigan.
I think you're right.
Michigan grad.
Okay, check on that.
But he also played some wide receiver too. So I don't think the defensive end on Michigan has caught any passes this year. But your Kenny Pickett, the fake slide.
Right.
That is something I totally would have done. I wish I would have thought of it. It was for a competitor, and that's a genius play. I'm taking full advantage of all the rules. Fake slide, juke this dude. I'm getting a touchdown. Like, but he's going to get somebody killed if they. If they
I think
change
that's
that
even
rule.
worse than one of those the fake spike. I mean, a fake.
No,
spike,
a fake spike is also very clever, but that's not going to get anybody killed.
Right, no.
The fake
What's wrong
slide
with fake
move.
spike?
Well, I'm not saying there is anything
You got
wrong with
something
it.
against Dan Marino, Mr. Miami?
No, but it's still,
It's chicanery.
yes, thank you.
There you go. That's
It's
good.
chicanery.
Perfect.
But the fake slide move is like he's running full speed. There's 3 guys there to tackle him, and he's like, I'm going to slide. And these guys in college get kicked out all the time for targeting.
They really do. Yeah.
It's not a pro thing.
Right.
They get kicked out all the time for
Yeah.
targeting. Like, so you don't even want to get near the guy. He's
And
sliding.
it was the first drive of the
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
So he's going to slide. Stay away from him. They do everything.
Right.
I don't want to get kicked out of the game in the first quarter. And then he just runs right past him. Whereas,
Well, right now, like I said, it was certainly
I'm
not
saying,
against
I
the
wish
rule.
I would have
Right.
thought of it.
They've got to
I
make a
would
rule
have
about
done
that.
it.
They've got to address that in the offseason.
But what kind of rule do you think they make? Is like,
Well, yeah.
if the quarterback scrambles for more than 10 yards, and all of a sudden it's the quarterback's allowed a 10-yard max scramble? I don't know. Like,
it's still going to be a judgment call, but you can't feign going to the ground or something. I don't know.
but so then what's his penalty? They don't give him the first down even?
That's
Like it's like a
No,
holding
right,
penalty?
Yeah,
Like,
it's,
now
it's
it's 2nd and 20 instead of
it's a 15-yard penalty. Yeah. for
okay,
sure.
like an unsportsmanlike conduct.
That was the
penalty.
word I was trying to find. Is
All right.
unsportsmanlike conduct. for
I
sure.
agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, they've done it with other things.
All right, Bob, did you finish up there?
Yeah, I got Bryce Young. I think he did enough this weekend, and Ohio State couldn't beat Michigan for the first time in 10 years.
Sorry, Brandon. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Where we saying?
Oh, no. I mean, obviously Vegas and everybody is pretty much telling you that Bryce Young will win the Heisman Trophy, but I like CJ Stroud. He had the highest QBR. He is a freshman. He did have multiple NFL wide receivers at his disposal, but so does Love and a couple of these other guys. I definitely see CJ Stroud being the number 1 pick either next year. I'm not sure if he's eligible next year or whenever he's eligible, he'll more likely be the number 1 pick.
Wow.
At 30-1 right now.
Unless he regresses.
Yeah.
There was a time Matt Barkley was going to be the number 1 pick.
I just know Jacob Ewers, who's already made $1 million before he ever even played a college snap, just put himself in the transfer portal there. And he doesn't even want to challenge. He's the number 1 prospect
Right.
in college. They're supposed to be this year's number 1 quarterback.
So he's leaving Ohio State?
Yeah, he never even he didn't even want to. And he as soon as he signed with Ohio State, he got $1 million NIL. Because he was supposed to be at Texas, but Texas has a law where high school kids can't take advantage of the NIL.
Oh, was that
So he graduates early and decides to go to Ohio State, and he's already in the transfer portal.
Wow.
Picked the wrong school.
With a freshman star like that, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so I mean, and again, you just never know. I mean, he could regress, but I don't see him really regressing after this year. He has the best QBR in all of college football. He's very dynamic. I'm not an Ohio State fan at all. I would rather almost any other school win a Heisman. But the eye test is there. And Aiden Hutchinson, I'll also say, like Bob was saying, he didn't return any punts or play offense. And there was a play in the Ohio State game where, if those that watched late, where he rolled out and Stroud floated a ball over the top of him, where his hand was like, whoop, and it just missed it. Now, if Hutchinson grabs that with one hand and snatches it and takes it all the way to the end zone, he might be even higherly have a lower than 20-1 odds to win the Heisman. But yeah, he didn't have a Heisman play this year yet. He played like a Heisman, but he did not have a play.
So let me just really quick. Number 1 pick in the draft.
This year?
Who would you take?
Well, who's going to get it?
Just depends on what I need. I mean, right now it's
going to be the Lions.
I was gonna say.
Probably. Maybe the Texans or the Jets. I don't know.
The Texans need a quarterback.
Lions.
The Texans don't have their pick.
Oh, that's right.
It goes to Miami.
The 2 number 1 players right now are Hutchinson and Thibodeau they're both DMs.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
trade out of that spot.
Right, probably.
And there's not a clear-cut quarterback. Again, like the Pickett kid, I didn't want to leave him out for all the Pitt fans. But, yeah, he played in a weak ACC this year.
And he's 23
years old. He's a grown-ass man. Played 10 years of college football.
Who's the guy from
Sucked
Florida State?
The first 4
Winky?
years or 5 years.
Yeah, Chris Winky. Yeah, well, he had been a professional baseball player for a couple
Oh,
seasons.
that's
But yeah.
But he's still 32 years
Yeah.
old when you won the Heisman. That's old as fuck. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, in college, these kids think 28 is like 88.
Oh, yeah, for
You
sure.
know, so if you're 23, you're almost damn near a senior citizen.
All
And the
right.
thing is, he sucked. Like, I don't mean so. I mean, it says right in it, he had mediocre years. Every other year he's played has been very mediocre. So
He invented the fake slide, though.
I would have to say, yeah, like a Winky, the advantage of being older and just having done it as much as he has and playing against a lesser schedule than normal in the ACC this year helped him out. I mean, it was Pitt and Wake Forest in the championship game. When the ACC formed football, nobody in their right mind on the board there was hoping for that matchup. Pitt, okay, maybe, but Pitt, Wake Forest, you're talking Florida State, Clemson, Miami, Virginia Tech, schools that played in BCS national championship games, not Wake Forest. But anyways, I don't mind Wake Forest. They had a great year.
All right. So we had Bryce Young, and you said you're going to go with Stroud.
Yeah, I would like to see.
I mean, just
Stroud.
as a little underdog, maybe
Yeah.
something, because chances are it's going to be Young, especially with the way they played against Georgia, and if they, I think that's going to
I
carry
will
a
say
lot.
this about that. I was more disappointed in reality, if it was a team, if it was a group thing, going into that game, Georgia would have been the odds-on defensive. Their defense would have been the odds-on favorite to be the Heisman. So to have that kind of defense and get drilled like that almost was more disappointing to me than as like, wow, as Bryce Love was doing
Right.
it to him. Like, this is like considered to be maybe one of the greatest defenses to ever play college football.
Right. Yeah.
And you
well,
come
that
out here
would,
and suck balls
win by the way of the wind.
against your.
All right, guys.
Oh.
All right. I guess that's going to wrap it up for today. You got something
I
else
just
to
want
say?
one other thing I just wanted
Okay.
to mention if we have some time.
Okay.
We've got a lot of new subscribers. One thing
Yeah,
I want
thank
you
you
guys
very
to
much.
check out is a couple months ago we had a video of all of the sports personalities that we all hated the most. I'm just going to give a slight update on one that I did not include on that. I had a long list, but
Okay.
a new most hated person. Is his name Brian Kelly, the old Notre Dame coach, now LSU?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys. And I'd love to hear some comments on this. I don't know if anybody saw his when he was talking to the crowd at the LSU
His
basketball.
fake accent?
Yes. Yeah. All of a sudden, he's got a Cajun act. I mean, oh my God, that guy should get punched in the face.
Well, and he gave his ex team a 2-minute
2 minute. Yeah.
exit
Goodbye.
speech. He called me
At
for
7
7 a.m. meeting.
Oh,
We
my
just said,
God.
And
screw
then
you,
said
man.
2 minutes
Yeah.
of stuff, and then
That's terrible. But I think he's known as a bad. I mean, yeah, I was telling you the other story when he was a coach at Central Michigan, Robert Salal and what's the LaFleur, the Green Bay, the Jets coach and the Green Bay coach. They were assistant coaches, graduate assistant coaches at Central Michigan, and they thought they got invited to the Christmas. I mean, they were told to come to the Christmas party at Brian Kelly's house. They thought they were invited. No, he put them to work. They were there to
Oh, my
serve
God.
drinks and they had to plow. They had to plow his driveway, and they both they were roommates. And they got back, say, hey, when we're ever in a position, we're not going to be treating people like that. So, yeah, Brian Kelly is a big jerk, and yeah,
give it to him, Roger.
Absolutely.
So he was, anyway.
You are
So
what you,
go look at some of our old videos. I think you'll find them very entertaining, and we'd love to hear some comments about that too. Yeah, we
all
got.
right.
As Robert keeps adding to this long
Yeah, I
list in the universe of hated people.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're getting subscribed. We got a lot of videos coming your way. We'll see you next time.